second type of polyembryony according to Braun is the formation of embryo by cells of embryo sac other than egg cell. This is the second type of polyembryony according to Braun. So in this case, so here the common source of polyembryony is synergy. The common source means here polyembryony occur commonly with the help of synergids. And this polyembryony, maybe further we could classify into different types in case of synergids. Polyembryony may be occur by unfertilized synergids. By unfertilized synergids. Which means here the synergid without fertilization, the synergid develops into a new embryo, and hence the embryo formed from unfertilized synergid is haploid embryo. Here haploid embryo is formed. So this could be belongs to a sexual method of polyembryony, that too in the gametophytic type. That too it is the gametophytic type of polyembryony. So this type of polyembryony, it is seen in plants like Aristolochia bracteata. Examples for this is Aristolochia bracteata, and some other examples includes Sagittaria graminae and Pova alpina. Sagittaria graminae. And third example is Pova alpina. In these plants, the unfertilized synergid develops into a haploid embryo. So the plural embryo is haploid. Whereas the second type in this case is the fertilized synergids. The fertilized synergid develops into an embryo. So here, how the synergid will get fertilized? Generally, the pollen tube which enter into the ovule or enter into the embryo sac, it has two male gametes. As we know, one male gamete fuses with the egg cell, resulting in the formation of zygote, a diploid zygote. That process is called syngying. Whereas the another male gamete fuses with the polar nuclei, resulting in the formation of primary endosperm nucleus, which may develop into endosperm. That process is called triple fusion. This comes under double fertilization. But how come the synergid can get fertilized? So there are two ways for the fertilization of synergid. One way is there is an entry of additional or extra pollen tube. First way is an additional pollen tube is entered into the embryo sac. Generally, instead of one pollen tube, more than one pollen tube is entered into the embryo sac. So from that pollen tube, it will get a male gamete for its fertilization. And second methods means the second reason for the fertilization of synergid is the pollen tube may have the only one pollen tube may enter. That single pollen tube may have an extra male gamete. Pollen tube may have extra sperm or extra male gamete. Generally, a pollen tube has two male gametes. Instead of two male gametes, it may have 3 or 4. So from these methods, the synergid can get male gamete for its fertilization. The fertilized synergid gives rise to a diploid embryo. Example for this type of polyembryony, it could be seen in plants like Argemone mexicana. Examples: Argemone mexicana, and even we could see in Phaseolus vulgaris. These are the two examples for polyembryony by fertilized synergids. But in some rare cases, polyembryony may also occur with the help of some other cells of embryo sac other than egg cell, that are polyembryony may be occur with the help of antipodal cells. It is in rare cases I am talking. The common case is the synergy, but rarely by antipodal cells, and even in some plants, in very rarely by endosperm cell. So antipodal cells also gives rise to an additional or plural embryo. This can be seen in plants. Example for this method of formation of polyembryony is Ulmus americana and Ulmus glabra. Example is Ulmus americana and Ulmus glabra. In these two species, you could see the antipodal cells gives rise to the plural embryo, whereas endosperm cell, it is very rare. Endosperm cell can also give rise to the additional or extra embryo. This can be seen in plant like Brachyara setigera. Example for this is Brachyara setigera. So the Brachyara setigera is the only example. It's an apomictic plant where the endosperm cells develops into a triploid embryo and triploid seedlings. So it's an apomictic plant. So this is how the development of embryo occur with the help of the formation of the embryo from the cells of embryo sac other than the egg cell. In this second type, we can see how the polyembryony occur by unfertilized synergy, that is asexual polyembryony. It's a category of asexual polyembryony under gametophytic method, and even by sexual method of formation of polyembryony by the fertilization of synergy. Next, the third type of polyembryony, the development of more than one embryo sac. The development of more than one embryo sac. Within a single ovule or within the same ovule. So the extra embryo sac, which is formed in this case, you have to remember the ovule itself has more than one embryo sac, and here the extra embryo sac may be the derivative of same, it may be the derivative of same megaspore mother cell. MMC means a single megaspore mother cell can give rise to more than one embryo sac. Or second possibility, the extra embryo sac may be the derivative of different megaspore or more than one megaspore mother cell. Derivative of two or more megaspore mother cells. This is the second possibility of formation of extra embryo sac. And the third possibility is it may be the derivative of nucellus. The nucellar cells which are surrounding the embryo sac, that nucellar cell may give rise to an extra embryo sac. So by these three means, by these three methods, the additional or extra embryo sac is formed. So example for this type of polyembryony, it includes citrus, Casuarina equisetifolia and Pova pratensis. Pova pratensis. These are the few examples for this type of polyembryony, and in all these three cases twin embryo is formed. Twin embryo is formed. Twin means two embryos are formed in all these three examples, and here the additional embryo is from the nucellus, means the nucellus develops into an extra embryo sac. From normal embryo sac, one embryo inside the normal embryo sac, and the another embryo is within an extra embryo sac that is formed from the nucellus, that is aposporous embryo sac. So from aposporous embryo sac, the additional embryo is formed in these three examples. This is about the third type of polyembryony. So this third type of polyembryony is an example for multiple polyembryony. This is the multiple. Why? Because many embryo sacs are produced within the single ovule. So the third type, which is mentioned here according to Braun, so it may relate it to this, the multiple polyembryony. And next, finally, the fourth type of polyembryony, the activation of some sporophytic cells of the ovule. Activation of some sporophytic cells of ovule. Generally, the ovule, if you take an anatropous ovule, this anatropous ovule, these are the integuments of the anatropous ovule. So this one is outer integument, this one is inner integument, and as you know, this is the chalazal end, and this region is the micropylar end. And within these two integuments, you could see a nutritive tissue which is called as nucellus, and inside this nutritive tissue, embryo sac is present. This one is the embryo sac, and here you could see the nutritive tissue here. This nutritive tissue that is seen outside the embryo sac, it is said to be the nucellus. This one is the nucellus, and this one is the embryo sac. So here inside the embryo sac, you could find several cells like an egg cell, two synergids, these are synergids, and there are two polar nuclei. So these are polar nuclei which are found inside a central cell, and towards the chalazal end you can see the presence of the antipodal cells. So these three are the antipodal cells. So the anatropous ovule look like this, but as per this point, the activation of sporophytic cells of the ovule. Ovule has both gametophytic cells and as well as sporophytic cells. Which are the gametophytic cells? Means the embryo sac. The embryo sac has generally the gametophytic cells, that includes egg cell, that includes, second one is synergy, third one are the polar nuclei, and fourth type of gametophytic cell are the antipodal cells. These are the gametophytic cells. These are haploid cells. Whereas the sporophytic cells that are found inside the ovule are the integumentary cells and the nuclear cells, means the cells of nucleus and cells of integument. So these two are the sporophytic cells of the ovule. So here in this case, these sporophytic cells starts to divide, starts to proliferate, and they develops into embryo outside the embryo sac first. Let me magnify this area. I am just magnifying a small portion like this. If we magnify here, this one is the embryo sac, this portion is the area of embryo sac. This is outside the embryo sac, which has the nucleus. Here what happens, the nucleus, the cells of nucleus, or in some other cases the cells of integument, they can proliferate. Like for example, these are the cells of nucleus. In these nuclear cells, you can observe few cells like this. There are, I just mentioned 4 large cells. So some of the nuclear cells increase in its size. They become large by accumulation of more amount of cytoplasm. And these large cells, they proliferate and they gives rise to a new embryo. That embryo gradually, means first the embryo is formed outside the embryo sac, and the later stages the embryo gradually penetrate or protrude into or inside the embryo sac, and it then get nourished by the endosperm of the embryo sac, endosperm cells of the embryo sac. This is how the extra embryo or the pleural embryo is formed by the sporophytic. Sporophytic means diploid. The nucleus and integuments both are diploid. By these sporophytic cells, an additional or extra embryo is formed. So this you can see in the above image, where here some of the nucleuses have been differentiated. You could see certain large cells with dense cytoplasm, and those cells in the next image starts to divide and they gives rise to a group of cells. Those cells are said to be to form a new embryo, and gradually that embryo lie inside, means that penetrate or protrude inside the embryo sac like this, and that get nourished from the endosperm of embryo sac. And this type of polyembryony, it is more common, and it is also said to be adventive polyembryony. It is said to be adventive polyembryony. Why? Because the adventitious tissue, means the sporophytic tissue like nucleus and integument are involved. So this is what's said to be adventive polyembryony. And the embryo which is formed in this method is the adventive embryo. Example for this is, example, in citrus species, in Mangifera species, and even Opuntia, some species of Opuntia like Opuntia delaney, and also Trillium undulatum. This is about the polyembryony. But you have to remember, in most of the cases, the extra embryo which is formed will not reach to maturity, because the embryo may get arrested at some stages of development, or it may be get degenerated. Here, this concept of polyembryony, it is in the syllabus of 4th semester BSc students in botany under the syllabus of Bangalore University. Those who are studying BSc botany in Bangalore University, in your syllabus in the 4th semester, you have this polyembryony concept, and this polyembryony may be asked for 10 mark question, or this cleavage polyembryony, this can be asked for 5 marks. This cleavage polyembryony, as I said, it is explained by our Indian scientist B.G.L. Swami, and this is also one of the important question for you for examination.